Hello there everyone, my name is Nathan Birch. In this video today I'm going to create a new React application and then publish it to GitHub pages so that anyone can view the URL. So to get us started, I'm going to go ahead, I have VS Code open here, I have a folder open called my projects. I'm just going to make a new folder in here and I'll just call this, I'll call it Professional Portfolio. So if I wanted to make a professional portfolio, I could go ahead and make a React app and then publish it to GitHub pages so that anyone could see it. Okay, so a couple of requirements here before we go into this. You do need to have Node.js installed on your machine. So let me just pull up my browser. I just searched for Node.js, and if you go to nodejs.org, just hit the download button for whichever operating system you have. The other prerequisite is that you have a GitHub account. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and sign into my GitHub account. And then right here, you can see I have all my repositories. I'm going to go ahead and make a new repository. And I'll just call this Professional Portfolio. Okay, I'm going to leave this public. It's not very useful if it's not public. So I'll leave it public. And then I have this here. I'm going to go ahead and run a couple of these commands to connect it to my the folder that I just made. So I'm going to copy git init and go back to VS Code. Right here, I'm just going to right click on this and hit open in integrated terminal. And I'll say git init, initialized empty git repository, and then I'll say git remote add, which will connect it to my GitHub account. Okay. Now what I want to do, I have Node installed and everything, so I want to be able to create my first, I want to create an app in here, right? So I'm going to say npm init, and I can run this command because I have Node installed. And then I'll say React app, and I'll just call this Professional Portfolio. Okay, the name of my app. Okay, we'll give that a sec, let that run. All right, so that just finished. I'm going to go ahead and go to my project directory. So I could either right click on here. Let me open that up a little more. I could right click on here to open this up in the terminal, or I could say cd professional portfolio and get in that way. Okay. I want to install a package to go into here, and so I'm going to install the GitHub Pages package, and the --save dev will just make it, it'll add it to my dev dependencies. And so after that installs, it should show up here, let's see, in my dev dependencies. There it is. Okay. So now that that is there, let's go ahead and add properties to our package.json file. And actually, before we do that, let's go ahead and head back to GitHub, and let's go ahead and try to publish this as a GitHub Pages site. Okay, so it won't let me do this until I've actually made a change. And so if I type in git status in here, hang on one second. So I'll go cd .. to go back to my whole repository. I'll say git status, and you can see that new file's been added. I'll say git add, and then git commit, starting React project. I can make that commit whatever I want, and then git push. This is my first push, so I'm going to say -u. Origin master, the default remote name and branch name. Okay, so that'll push it to GitHub. And now if I refresh over here, you can see here's my starting React app or project. Commit was 15 seconds ago. Now let's go ahead and make this a GitHub Pages project. Okay, so I'm just going to click on Pages down here. And then I'll say, hey, I'm going to select the master branch. And then we can say we'll just select the root folder for where that is. Okay, and I'll just hit save. All right, and now here is this link. Now we are actually going to use this. So I'm going to copy this link, and I'm going to come back over to VS Code, and then I'm going to add a key value pair here. I'm going to add homepage. And then I'll just paste that. Okay, so that'll be my home page. Okay, now we need to add a little bit to our scripts tag here. So this is just to allow this to work with GitHub Pages. So I'm just going to paste these here. So we have pre-deploy npm run build, and then deploy GitHub pages dbuild. Okay, and so we'll add those there as well. Okay, now that this is here, we just need to deploy it to our GitHub pages. So what I'm going to do right now, I'm in the professional portfolio folder. I need to go into my React project where my package.json is. So I'll just say cd professional, I'll just hit tab. Now I'm in there. And then in here, I will run this right here. Okay, so to be able to do that, I just say npm run deploy. And so that'll go ahead and run this. It'll take a couple of seconds. It looks like published. Okay, so just finished publishing. Now let's head back to GitHub pages and watch what happens when I click on this. Okay, we have this project pop up. It is likely that if that doesn't work, you'll need to select GitHub pages and docs. Okay, and just hit save there if it didn't work the first time. And then you should be able to see that. Okay, and so here's my React app. Now obviously this isn't a professional portfolio, but now I can come into here and I can change any code that I want to, and I can do anything that I want, but I have a React application working with GitHub pages that's hosted for free. Okay, and so if I wanted to share this link with anyone, I could. If I wanted to bookmark it or put it on a resume, whatever I wanted to do. Okay, so again, hopefully this helps. Just to recap, we downloaded Node. Looking at the commands that we ran in here. Let's see here. We said git init to create a new GitHub, to initialize the GitHub repository in here. We added our GitHub repository that we made on github.com. Then we said npm init react app to create this react app template, which is all of this code that we see right here. We went into that new project, which was professional-portfolio, and then we said npm install GitHub pages. We saved that as a dev dependency, so that shows up down here in our package.json. We added 3 things to our package.json. We added the home page, and then we added this pre-deploy and deploy these values to our scripts. Okay. After that, we said git status, git add, commit. We saved this to GitHub, and then we went into our professional portfolio, and we said npm run deploy, and it deployed it. Okay. And again, after you go into pages, you might have to mess around with a couple of these things, but this is where mine is settled and where it's working, and it should work just fine for you. Okay. So hopefully this helps. If you guys have any questions, just let me know. Thanks.